Yo, what up, everybody? Big Dog back here doing a breakdown on the last fight I'm gonna do before the fight start. Ateba, Gautier, and Andrey Pulyaev. Yeah, my daughter's on one, so Google Gaga's back. Oh man! All right, look, I'm gonna make this quick. Ateba, if you don't know who he is, um, he's a scary man. His striking is like elite, and I mean, look at him. Okay, just look at him. He got that physique like he's Roy Jones Jr. in there, or Mike Tyson. Like the guy's just jacked. Even though he's not a heavyweight, but he's jacked, and he hits like a truck. Just phenomenal striking. Really, really good boxing. The guy's incredible on the feet. Okay. If you guys didn't know, he's like a minus 1,000 favorite. Okay, so you're not gonna get any money betting them straight or putting them on parlays. Either way, you're not gonna make a lot of money like that. He's favored big time. Takedown defense, terrible. He's so strong that it takes a minute to get him down. But if you have any sort of technique, you eventually get him down, and then on the ground he's a fish out of water. Okay, so anytime this guy faces a decent wrestler who has a chin or will commit to it and get him on the ground, he's probably going to lose that fight. Maybe get sub. He did not look good in the Dana White Contender Series. I mean, the guy was literally looking over at his coach in the middle of the fight, like looking for advice on how to defend the takedown up against the cage. At this level, that should not be happening. Okay, and I like Ateba, but I got to tell y'all the flaws and the holes in his game. Okay. Otherwise, if it's on the feet, he's gonna knock you out. The guy's vicious. Okay. Andrey's a kickboxer and a decent one at that. He's looking better and better as every fight goes. Like he gets more comfortable. I don't like his volume in his Contender Series fight, but his last fight he looked a lot better. He's starting to really kind of come into his own. Um, yeah, he hurt Nick Klein. Nick Klein was wrestling him to death, and Nick Klein actually got him to the ground and was trying to sub him, and he couldn't. And then round two, Nick Klein eventually clipped him. And Andre has some vicious kicks. The striking with his hands is it's all right, but he manages distance real well. He wants to run around the cage and just pick his shots. This is impressive that he even made it that far. Oh, look, that's him. Yeah, the knees beating Nick Klein. This was impressive that he made it 3 rounds with Christian Leroy Duncan. Christian was beating him up, but he defended himself, and we got to see him a little bit in the clinch in moments where he felt uncomfortable on the feet, which is almost guaranteed that we're gonna see that in this fight when he's fighting Ateba. The only thing is, if he doesn't succeed in the clinching, I mean, he might just get knocked out. I have not been able to see him offensive wrestle. I wanted to. I see here he has 2 submissions, an armbar here. There's 2. I'll be honest, I would love to go see those fights, but I don't have time. The fights are tomorrow. I got to go make my betting video on my reads. So, note to myself when I hear this again in his next fight, I need to go back and watch more of his offensive wrestling. Assuming he doesn't get knocked out and gets cut after this fight. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. Look, Ateba is supposed to win this fight. You don't need me to tell you that Ateba is going to win the fight when he's a minus 1,000 favorite. But caution. That's not the type of guy you want to put on a parlay when he has such a glaring weakness in his game. His wrestling is super suspect. Why do you want to be careful, guys? Because Andre, even though he's a kickboxer, I mean, you just saw he had 2 submissions. If he knows that the path of least resistance is the grappling and the ground, maybe he takes Ateba down. And then on the ground, I don't think Ateba's the one who's going to win those scrambles. He could. I don't know, but he would have to show. I can only go based off what I've seen so far. And what I've seen so far, Ateba does not look good on the ground. And if Andrey decides to wrestle, he might have some success. So be super careful, caution in the, at the wind, and maybe even sprinkle on Andrey money line or a +3.5 on DraftKings. They gotta pay well. I'm gonna look it up right now live. Okay. Oh, if you're still here, by the way, I'm dropping my betting video next. I'm just trying to get this video out the way. I didn't have time to make a video on Umar and Davison Figueredo, and I'm not. I don't know that I'm going to. Umar's gonna win that fight. We all know that. Even though Davidson's pretty good. Look, even my daughter thinks Davison is good, but that Umar's gonna win that fight. Got it. Look, Pulyaev. 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 I don't know how to pronounce the guy's name. Andrey. Is +625 money line on DraftKings. And he's, yo, this dude is +425 to have on the spread at +5.5. That means you can have one judge score 30-27 for Ateba, and then the other two judges score 29-28 for Ateba, and he still covers that spread. That's insane. That right there is the bet for this fight. I'm not gonna bet Ateba -950. I'm not, and he should win by KO. But I bet you his KO is like -200, -300. Where's that at? Honestly, their fights like this. Look at this. There it is. I found it. Ateba to win by KO. Listen to me, guys. If you're experienced, this is going to make sense to you. If you're not, you may not understand this, and you're going to start to learn how to think this way through the odds. Ateba is -550 to win by KO. -550. That's ridiculous. I would never bet that. That means you got to bet $550 just to make 100. But he has to win by KO. However, this is why I'm making a lot of noise right now. Ateba by decision is +900. Dude, how many fights have we seen where a guy is supposed to knock out his opponent or finish him, and then the other guy's tough, things happen, they survive, it goes 3 rounds, and then the guy that was supposed to win by knockout wins by decision? The value on Ateba +900 is ridiculous. I'm not telling you to parlay it, and this is not a betting video. I'm going to do my betting video next. I'm not telling you to parlay that. I'm telling you, just straight bet that. +900, dude, you put $10, you make 90. You put $20, you make $180. Come on, man. Or just put some money on Andrey. Andrey by decision, which is his most likely win condition, is +2,000. Vegas says he has a better chance at winning by KO with a kick because he's a striker. That makes sense. Maybe Ateba fades later. And plus submission by submission is +3,500. And plus submission is in the cards because we just talked about Ateba's grappling is not really there. So if Andrey forces the wrestling, mess around, Ateba gets in a bad position, Andrey could sub him. Bro, +3,500 on a sub on Andrey. You might as well in a fight like this. So those are my spots and situations from a betting perspective. Don't bet the Ateba KO, even though he might get it. You know what I mean? The other thing I like is in DraftKings more than that's in FanDuel more than DraftKings. Is sometimes betting a guy like that to KO late. You know what I mean? Like get him KO round 2 or 3, and that might be a better price. But I'm not one for these crazy odds. You put Ateba on your parlays if you want. He's probably gonna win. He's probably gonna get a knockout. But it don't pay you nothing. It's not worth the juice. You might as well sprinkle on Ateba by decision, or Andrey to win, or Andrey to cover +5.5, or Andrey if you really want lotto plays, Andrey by submission or by decision. Anyway, those are some value plays. Ateba's probably gonna win by knockout round 1, and we're not gonna get paid nothing for that outcome. But The chances of Pulyaev running away and surviving and until round 2 or 3 is likely. So Ateba late is what I put my money on. I think Ateba wins KO round 2, like at the end of the day. All right, fine. I know all you guys are thinking it. Well, how much does that pay, big dog? Let's find out. Ateba Gautier to finish Andrey round 2 is plus 275. That's a good bet. Ateba to finish him round 3 plus 800. That's a good bet. And I already told you decisions plus 900. But to finish round 1 is minus 115. That's not a bad bet. It's not. Okay. But that, man, that's tough. If he wins another round, you're screwed. But yeah, minus 115, Ateba, round 1 is a decent bet. So depending how you bet, how you work out your units on sprinkling on things that pay a lot of plus money, or you rather bet heavy on what's likely to happen, it's up to you. But there you go. Maybe pick the round he wins. Check FanDuel where you can combine round 1 or 2 and round 2 or 3 because that's likely. I don't know how much it'll pay, but Ateba round 1 or round 2 KO, depending how much it pays, is the likely outcome. I've talked enough about this fight. I'm out. Oh, by the way, like, subscribe. You know what to do, man. I don't got to keep telling you every video. Y'all know what you got to do.